So our course is like full stack UI with React. The overall duration is like 90 days. As part of this course, what we are going to discuss, first we are going to start with HTML, and then we are going to start with CSS, and then we are going to start with JavaScript, and then React. Okay, actually this is our um, order. First HTML we are going to start, and then CSS, and then JavaScript and React. So here after React, we are going to discuss like Node.js. We are going to discuss like Node.js. Okay, it's like a backend technology. We'll discuss later. So first, let's start with HTML. Hardly HTML we are going to spend like maximum 5 days we are going to spend. That's it. Within 5 days, you will be like become like expert in HTML. Okay, there is no need to spend more than 5 days. You can easily understand. You will become like an expert in HTML. Okay, don't think more about HTML. I will tell where exactly we need to focus more. The next one is like CSS. Somewhat you need to spend some more time. That's the reason we are going to give like 10 days time to this. 10 days time. Okay, within 10 days in the industry, what kind of features we are going to use in CSS? Okay, those features we are going to learn. As a 10 years experience guy, as a 5 years of experience guy, what kind of features in CSS they are going to use? Those features we are going to discuss. Okay, which topics are very, very important for us? Okay, those topics we are going to discuss as part of this. Okay, CSS. It take like 10 days. The next very, very important thing is like JavaScript. Here we are going to spend some more time. It is like 1 month we are going to spend. 1 month. Okay, but here one thing, first 5 days and 10 days, 15 days, okay, in the sequence order, we are going to complete like HTML and CSS. HTML and CSS. But if you come to JavaScript, I don't want to complete this JavaScript 30 days in the sequence order. Just I want to merge JavaScript and React. That means JavaScript 30 days, okay, and my React is like 30 days, for example. Okay, just we are going to merge both, go parallel. So wherever the JavaScript is required, okay, that JavaScript topic we are going to cover, okay, as part of this React discussion. I'm going to start like React first concept. For that, which JavaScript concepts are required, we are going to cover JavaScript first and then we move to the React. So I can say like this, my JavaScript and React go parallel. JavaScript and React go parallel. So it take like, okay, 45 or 50 days, something like this it's going to. Okay, here our main focus area is this one. JavaScript as main priority. As part of this course, we are going to learn like React. In future, you may learn Angular, okay, or Vue.js. That is your wish. But as part of our course, we are going to discuss like JavaScript with React. And then once my React is completed, we are going to spend some time on Node.js. Okay, after that, one end-to-end application. End-to-end application, we are going to discuss React as like a front end and Node.js as like a backend, and MongoDB is our database. Okay, it is like a database. This is high level our course structure. Understood, everyone? So our course duration is like 90 days. We are going to take sometimes weekends also. Okay, like that we are going to plan. So don't think about this time. Okay, it may extend also. Just focus on our subject. Okay. So first we are going to, tomorrow onwards, we are going to jump directly into our sessions. So HTML and then CSS. Okay, first 15 days we are going to cover, and then JavaScript plus React. JavaScript plus React go parallel, and then Node.js. This is like a backend, and one end-to-end application we are going to cover. React as like a front end, Node.js is like a backend, and MongoDB is like a database. Okay, so this is our overall content. Now let's go with the next level discussion. You only just respond. Okay, these topics, if I learn, where exactly we are going to use like HTML. If I learn HTML, what I can do with that HTML? That is the question or not? If I learn CSS, what I can do with that CSS? If I learn JavaScript and React, what kind of opportunities I can get it in the current market? What is Node.js? What I can do with the Node.js? These are the questions, right? General questions. Before you jump or if you want to learn any course, if I learn that course, what kind of opportunities I can get it? That is the common question or not to all. So if I learn HTML, okay, what I can do, CSS, what I can do, JavaScript and React, if I learn what I can do, I will discuss now. So very simple scenario, you can take it on daily basis. You are doing this work, right? See, for example, all are having Gmail account, right? All are having Gmail account. It's a general thing. Now tell me, if you want to log in Gmail, if you want to log in into Gmail, before that what you did, everyone is like registered with the Gmail or not? Yes or no? Everyone is like registered with Gmail or not? Okay, at the time of registration, tell me, you saw some form, right, with some fields. What kind of fields? Something like name. Okay, the next one, phone number, general fields. Don't think more. Those fields are like 5 or 10, it's not a matter. Just tell me some fields. Email, email, address, something like this. And finally, one button you can see, that is like which button? Sign up is the button or not? Okay, our button is like what? Sign up is the button. Okay, na? Now, my question is, whenever you click on the sign up button, whenever you click on the sign up button, internally what happened? Everyone completed this task. But internally what happened? Can anyone tell me? Whenever you click on the sign up button, internally what happened? Whenever you click on the sign up button, very simple. Your details stored somewhere or not? Your details are stored somewhere. Where our details are going to store? In general, in our software applications, most of the times the data we are going to store in databases or not. So your data also, application level, we are going to store in one database. If it is like huge data, then we can go with the data warehouses, clusters, that is like next level. But normal general application data, instantly we are going to store in the database. Okay, now where we can see this form? Tell me, this form, where you can see, where you can see, usually we open our browser, right? We opened our browser. In the browser, just I typed one of the domain name like www.gmail.com/sign up is the one or not? gmail.com/sign up. Whenever you enter this particular domain name, to this domain you can bind some content somewhere. Gmail people, okay, for this particular domain or for this particular address, okay, they loaded some content in the browser or not? Now my question is, whenever you enter www.gmail.com sign up, this particular one we can say as like a domain name or not? This particular one we can say like a domain name. Domain name. Okay, whenever you enter the domain name and click on enter in the browser, there has some content loaded or not? In the browser there has some content loaded or not? Yes or no? Not only Gmail domain, any domain you can open. Now see here, okay, if you come to this particular one, okay, just I add one domain name is like zoom.com. Whenever you open zoom.com, to this particular domain, this much content loaded or not? Yes or no? If you come here, ndtv.com, to this particular domain in the browser, this much content loaded or not? Okay, now as you said, gmail.com/sign up. Whenever you do this one, this page is not there, that's okay, fine. Whenever you click on this one, now see, okay, this much content loaded or not? For every domain, if you open in the browser, that domain related content loaded or not. Now my question is, this content you not prepared, somebody prepared or not? Somebody has to prepare, right? Somebody has to create, right? This content they created means they used some technologies or not. In our software application, if you want to prepare this content which is loaded in the browser, okay, they used some technologies or not? Which technologies they used? That is the question. Can anyone knows which technologies they used? The content which is loaded inside the browser, that content created by some X person. Okay, that X person to prepare that content, they used some technologies which are loaded in the browser. Which technologies they used, you know? Terminology wise, those technologies we can call it like a client side technologies. Client side technologies. Client side technologies. Now my question is, tell me some client side technologies what you know. Which technologies come under client side technologies, you know? My HTML come under client side technology, and my CSS come under client side technology, and my JavaScript also come under client side technology. So you said like our course is like React now, then React is what? My React also, it's a library they build on top of JavaScript, so that my React is come under JavaScript only. My another framework, Angular also come under JavaScript framework only. Another, okay, library view also come under JavaScript only. So the client side technologies, if anybody ask, okay, you can say HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and on top of JavaScript there has some libraries or there, those names also you can say. So tell me, my question is like, by using client side technology, what you can do? Very simple. By using client side technologies, we can prepare some content which are loaded or which loaded inside the browser or not. We can prepare some templates which are loaded inside the browser or not. That is the purpose of client side technologies. Now tell me, if I open this zoom.com, now see there is template, one header template created. The next one is like, okay, some tiles templates created. And the next one is like some buttons created. Whatever the content loaded inside the browser, that content we can develop by using client side technologies. Tell me some client side technologies, what you know. Tell me some client side technologies, what you know. If anybody asks, what's your answer? Tell me some client side technologies, what you know. What's your answer? Can anyone? Unmute and talk. Unmute and talk if you have. You have an option.
CSS, HTML,
HTML, CSS, JavaScript. On
JavaScript.
top of JavaScript, what we have? We have some libraries or frameworks are there. Tell me some libraries what you have. React is one library. Angular is one framework. Vue is like one libraries. Like that.
Yes.
Multiple libraries, frameworks are there. Understood? Simple. That is the purpose of client-side technologies. Now, in the client-side technologies, now you have HTML is there, CSS is there, JavaScript is there. Now tell me, okay, why we go for HTML? One line answer I want. Okay, client-side technologies, HTML is there, the next CSS is there, JS is there. Now my question is like, okay, why we go for HTML, why we go for CSS, and why we go for JavaScript? One line answers.
HTML basic web development, CSS more styling.
Yes. Okay, very simple. See, you have a browser, right? In this particular one, some content. Okay, just I want to render some content. Okay, now see. Okay, very simple thing. Okay, let me, my zoom only I'm going to change. I will explain the developer console window. Okay, the next session, sir. Now see, simply H1 hello searching. Okay, now see, in my browser, okay, there has some content loaded or not? Yes or no? Come on. In my browser, some content loaded or not? It is like a plain normal template. That's it. It's like a normal, general, plain template or not. If you want to make it like look and feel, for example, I want hello Sachin in the red color. I want hello Sachin in the center. If you want to make it like, if you want to change the behavior, then what we can do simply, Okay, I'm going to apply color red. My text align is like center. See, I changed the behavior or not? Yes or no? Okay, see, okay, what I'm doing, just observe. After that, whenever you click on the hello Sachin, whenever you click on the hello Sachin, I want to convert that one to hello Dhoni. Got my point? Whenever you click on the hello Sachin, I want to convert that one to hello Dhoni. For that, what I'm doing, okay, just okay, don't think more about this one, what I'm writing. Okay, at this moment, document dot, okay, 2 minutes, just I'm going to write something like this. Whenever I click on that, okay, just give me one. Document dot query selector of h1 dot add event listener. Okay, see, at this moment you don't know about this one, but don't think more about this. Okay, just I want to show something. That's the reason just I'm writing this. Okay, whenever you click on this one, now it's turned to be like what? Hello Dhoni or not. See, three operations I performed. Three operations I performed. What are those? Okay, first one plain normal, okay, one text I printed or not in the browser. Normal text I rendered inside the browser or not. There is no effects, nothing. It's like a plain text or not, which rendered inside the browser. For that purpose, simply you can go with what? HTML. HTML purpose is what? Prepare a normal template. Okay, prepare a template which rendered inside the browser. To that particular template, if you want to add some effects, okay, if you want to change the behavior, if you want to make it like look and feel, then that time you can go with what? To that particular template, if you want to make it look and feel, then that time you can go with what? CSS or not. Now, once you have the template, you click on this particular one, then the time my Sachin turn to be like what? Dhoni. It means you performed some actions on the template or not. If you perform some actions on the template, then that time you required what? JavaScript or not. Now, one line answers tell you to perform some actions on template. Actions on template. Okay, make template look and feel. Prepare template. Okay, render inside browser. Say this. One line answers. Why we go for HTML means by using HTML we can prepare template. Template is nothing but anything. Okay, login page one template, registration page one template, table one template, list one template. My hello section one template. That's it. Prepare the template, render inside the browser. For that purpose, you are going to use like HTML. There is no effects, nothing. To that particular template, if you want to make it look and feel, okay, like this, I want in the center, I want in the red color. If you want to make it look and feel, then the time you can go with what? Come on. Then the time you can go with what? CSS or not. Now, what about the JS? What about the JS? My template is there, that is look and feel also okay, but whenever you perform some actions is nothing but say click on the button, one action or not. If you perform some actions on the templates, then the time you should go with what? JavaScript or not. Understood? One line answers. Okay, now my first question is like, okay, tell me some client side technologies. Answers should be HTML, CSS, JavaScript on top of, okay, React, Angular, and Vue.js, Backbone.js, EXT.js. These all are come under client side technologies only. By using client side technologies, what we can do? We can prepare some templates which are rendered inside the browser. Simply you can say, which are rendered inside the browser. Okay, tell me some client side technologies. Your answer is that one. The next one is like by using HTML, what we can do? Prepare template, render inside the browser. It's a plain template. On the template, if you want to perform some okay look and feel operations, then that time you can go with CSS. On the template, if you want to do some actions, click on the button. Okay, one action, simple action. Simple action. If you want to perform some actions, then you can go with JavaScript or not. Up to here, clear everyone? Why we go for HTML, why we go for CSS, and why we go for JavaScript? Is it okay? Sayed, Sridevi, up to here, okay or not? So what next? Now come here, come back to this one. So by using client-side technologies, we can prepare this particular template. You can prepare this particular template and you can perform some actions also or not. So the next step, whenever you click on the button, this data you have to store here or not. This data you have to store here. So tell me, my question is, these are like a client-side technologies. By using the client-side technologies, you prepare this template. But client-side technologies not having the capability or future to communicate with the database. So if you don't have any future, then the time how I can store this data in the database? You are not able to do some work, then the time how we can do? Then you can take some other person help or not. Here also same case. My client side technology is not having the future to communicate with the database directly. Then the time what he has to do? You should not live like that, right? Whatever the content is there, that content you supposed to be stored within the database. That is our goal. Final goal is that one. So what you need to do? Whatever the content is there, that content you should have to store within the database with the help of some other person or not. So who is that guy? Who is that guy? That other person help is required. Okay, that person is nothing but what you know, his name is like okay, some middleware you can say. Terminology wise, it's like a server application, server side application. So server side application help, I want to take it to communicate with the DB to perform some required operations. So my question is, you created this particular template using client-side technologies, right? So same like this, my server-side application I want to create. How we can create? I can create by using server-side technologies. Tell me some server-side technologies, what you know? So tell me some server-side technologies, what you know? One is like Java. Okay, to create the server-side app, we have some server-side technologies out there. Okay, list out the server-side technologies. Client-side technologies you listed out, na? Same like the server-side technologies you can list it out. Java is there. The next one is like .NET is there. Okay, the next one is like PHP is there. The next one is like Python is there. Okay, the next one is like Salesforce. Salesforce is there. The next one is like, okay, Node.js also there. Okay, these many server-side technologies are there to create the server-side application or not. So as part of our course, what we are going to learn means to develop this particular templates which are rendered inside the browser, we needed some client-side technologies. One of the client-side technology we are going to use like React. So by using React, we develop this particular template. Now, if you come to this particular server-side application, these many server-side technologies are there. As part of our course, we are going to use Node.js to create the server-side application. We use like what? Node.js to create the server-side application. The next one, my server-side application doing what? What he is going to do? He is going to communicate with the database, perform some operations. What kind of operations it is going to perform usually? If you have a store, okay, what you can do? You can keep some items. Okay, the next one is like, okay, we can add some more items to the existing. The next one is like you can remove some items. Okay, after that you can see how many items are there in the store, something like this or not. Here also same, we can insert the data, we can update the data, we can delete the data, and we can retrieve the data or not. This kind of operations we are going to perform. Understood everyone? So now my server side application, as part of our sessions, we are going to create by using which technology? Node.js technologies. Now tell me why we go for server side application means to perform some operations on my database or to perform some operations on my database. So why we go for a database? One line answer is what? Why we go for database? One line answer: to store the data or not. Simply you can say like a to store the data. Now who is going to connect? If you want to store some data, first of all you have to go to the store, and then only, right, we can keep something. So who is going to communicate with the database? My server side application can communicate with the DB, not my client side application or not. So my server side application communicate with the database to perform some required operations or not. But here the database you said, right? Tell me some databases. What do you know? Tell me some databases. There is multiple databases over there in the market. Okay, you can say like, okay, MySQL. Did you hear about that? MySQL is there. The next one is like MongoDB is there. The next one is like Oracle is there. The next DB2 also there. Okay, the next SQL server also there. SQL. Okay, next to MongoDB. Now, as part of our sessions, what we are going to cover means here, as part of our sessions, we are going to cover MongoDB as like our database. MongoDB as like our database. So overall picture, if you observe, to develop the client side technology, okay, client side application, we use it like React. To develop the server side application, we use it like Node.js. Okay, to store our data, we use it like a database. Which database we are going to use? MongoDB is our database or not? That is only our course or not? See here in our course, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. Up to here we learn. For what purpose? To create a client side application or not. Okay, Angular and Vue, just leave it. Not required. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. We use it for what? These are the client-side technologies to create a client-side application or not. My client-side application, okay, not able to communicate with the DB. Yes or no? So that in between one middleware is required. That middleware we can say terminology-wise, it's a server-side application. There has so many server-side technologies are there, but as part of our course, we are going to use Node.js is our server-side application or not. So this one is like your server side technology to create your server side application. Now this server side application communicate with whom? MongoDB, right? So my MongoDB is your database to store your data or not. This is your DB, and this is your server side technologies or server side, okay, server side app, server side application. So finally, once you learn all these things, and finally we create one end-to-end application. See, my React is like a client-side application, and my Node.js is like a server-side application, and my MongoDB is our database or not. MongoDB is our database. So this is only the flow or not. So whenever you log in into Google, okay, Gmail, before that you're supposed to be sign up. Whenever you do sign up, you need to enter the data, click on the sign up button. Whenever you click on the sign up button, my client side application communicate with the server side application or not. Now my server side application communicate with the database and store your data or not. It is your simple flow or not. Any application you can take it. This is only the flow or not. Any application. Tomorrow we'll discuss. Any application you can take it. This is only the procedure. There is no change at all. You enter some data. Okay, everything is like data driven only. You enter some data. That data I want to store it in the database. My browser is not able to directly store the data within the database. That the reason some middleware help it is going to take. That middleware application we can say like a server side application. My server side application communicate with the database, and whatever my client given the data, that data he is going to store or not. So terminology wise, observe here. Client communicate with the server application. Terminology wise, we can say like a request. Client communicate with the server application. Terminology wise, we can say like a request. So my server application, what he is going to do? He receive the request and he communicate with the DB and store the data within the database or not. So once is stored, not stored, that is secondary. Okay, I just requested you. Okay, you may give me, okay, you may accept my request or reject. There is a possibility is there. So here also same. My request you send, he process the request. Either it is like a success response or failure. You have to give the response back to the requested guy or not. So client communicate with the server application. Terminology wise, we can say like a request. My server application communicate with the client. Terminology wise, we can say like a response. Got my point? See overall application. If you learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, you can complete this part, client application you can create. If you learn any one of this technology, you can create backend server-side application. If you learn both, you can create the client application and server-side application and perform some operations on the database or not. Understood? So as part of our course, you learn, okay, you are going to learn your client side application creation using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. And you learn like a server side application by using Node.js and communicate with the database to store the data. The database is like MongoDB is the database or not. So this overall flow, we can say like one web application. We can say like what? One web application. Can anyone define what is web application by seeing this one? What is web application? What is web application? Very simple. What is web application? Okay, simply you can tell like this. It's a client to server communication application. Here my client is always running where? In the browser or not. It's a kind of client and server communication application. Here the client is like always browser. That kind of applications we can say like a web application. So once you completed your course, you can develop a web applications or not. This is what? This is a kind of web application only. What is web application? Web application, it's like a client and server communication application. Here see, it's a client application and it's a server application. Communication is happened or not? Client communicate with the server, request. Server communicate with the client, response. It's a client and server communication application. Here the client is what? Always running where? My client is always running where? In the browser. Okay, that time only that applications we can say like a web applications. That time only we can say that applications is like what? Web applications. It's a client and server communication application where the client is always browser. That kind of applications we can say like a web applications. Understood everyone? So for good. Okay, now you understood, right? Okay, if you learn this course, what you can do in future, what kind of applications you can develop, what kind of role you need to place in the market once you completed this course, all these things, okay, we'll discuss with different scenarios. I'm going to give some scenarios. High level course content is this one. Now I'm going to add our actual topic wise course content. If you want to see the topic wise course content, let's go to our website vtsschool.com. Okay, in the vtsschool.com, just go with our schedule. Okay, you can go with the schedule. In the schedule, okay, if you observe here, now see the view content is there. Just click on the view content. Now, once you click on the view content, if you want to download, just you can download it. Okay, once it is downloaded, you can see the overall content. This is our overall content, topic wise content. Say this much content we are going to deliver as part of our full stack with UI course. This much content we are going to deliver. Now, our next level goal is what? I want to tell each and every topic where exactly we are going to use in our development. Every topic where we are going to use in our development. I'm not able to copy here. Let's copy from our web here only. Just let me take it. Okay, let's take this content. I want to tell, okay, the overall content, each and every topic where exactly we are going to use in our application development. Okay, that is our next level discussion. See, this much content we are going to deliver as part of our sessions. okay, the next 90 days. So with HTML, these many topics we are going to cover. I will tell you the topics where exactly we are going to use. Okay, the next one is like CSS. The next one is like Bootstrap. HTML 5 topics we are going to discuss. CSS 3. The next one is like JavaScript. I said JavaScript and React go parallel. JavaScript and React go parallel. The next one is like, this is all React only. And React 1, advanced feature Redux we are going to discuss. The next one is like unit tests, automation tests, build the application, version control, Git, backend application, and database. And the data visualization for data dashboards to view, to show the dashboards, we are going to use data visualization. So finally, this is my end-to-end application. So, okay, we are going to do, okay, deep dive discussion in tomorrow's session about this content. For now, just today's topic, can you tell me what we discussed? What is client-side technologies? The next one is like server-side technologies. Okay, which are like client-side technologies, which are client-side technologies, which are server-side technologies, server-side technologies, what you can do with the client-side technologies, what you can do with the server-side technologies. These things we discuss. The next one is like why we go for HTML, one line answer. Why we go for CSS, why we go for JavaScript. Okay, why we go for Node.js, one line answers. Why we go for MongoDB. These things also we covered or not. Okay, tell me client-side technologies. Which technologies we can say? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Angular, these all are like client-side technologies which are rendered or running inside where? Always browser. Client technologies always run in the browser. Why we go for that? To prepare some templates which are rendering inside the browser. For that purpose, we are going to use server-side technology. Most of the times used for what? To perform DB operations. Most of the times perform DB operations. Okay, this is one cause to perform DB operations. Why the server-side technology is required? Client-side technology is not able to communicate with the DB. The next one is like, okay, which are client-side technologies? HTML, CSS, okay, JavaScript, React, Angular. Which are server-side technologies? Java, come on, .NET, PHP, Node.js. These all are like server-side technologies. Why we go for HTML? Simple. Prepare some template, render inside the browser. Then you can go with HTML. Why we go for CSS? To that particular template, if you want to make it look and feel, then you can go with CSS. Why we go for JavaScript? To that particular template, perform some action on that particular template, perform some actions, then you can go with what? Then you can go with JavaScript or not. Yes or no? Why we go for Node.js? Why we go for Node.js? It's a server-side technology to communicate with your database or not. Why we go for DB? To store some data. To store some data. For that purpose, we are going to use database or not. Yes or no? Terminology wise, all are okay? Okay. The next tomorrow session, I'm going to stop for now. Okay. Tomorrow session, we are going to take one simple scenario. In that scenario, which topic we are going to use, okay, to develop that scenario, which topic you should learn, that kind of discussion we can do in tomorrow's session. Okay, for now I'm going to stop. We'll continue remaining things in tomorrow's session, same time. Okay, any questions, Sayed, Sridevi? Okay, no. Okay then. Okay, then I'm going to share you this video. Okay, just you can walk through that. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.